Holy Family Radio. This is Deacon Jeff Compton, and I am here in the studio, our brand new studios for Holy Family Radio. We are in studio for our brand new studio, talking to you about our Spring Spirit Drive. This is our last day 3 of the Spring Spirit Drive. It's the one time a year that we basically break into normal programming, interrupt it from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's 11 hours of live radio to talk with you, bring you great guests, and ask you to support us in this mission that is Holy Family Radio, Catholic radio into the Diocese of Toledo, Archdiocese of Cincinnati, and the Diocese of Columbus. So I want to welcome all of our listeners, wherever you may be. You might be listening to the live stream, watching the live stream. You might be listening to a live stream on our mobile app. You could be watching on YouTube Live. You could be watching on Facebook. You could be watching on our website or any number of different ways. We try to bring as much content as we can to you as we ask you to pledge your support. So let me give out that number for the first time today before I let my co-host get some words in here as well. 888-287-0655. 888-287-0655. You can also text the word give to 419-969-3255. When you text that number, 419-969-3255, you'll get a text back with a link that goes to our online secure donation page. And it's very easy then to enter in your donation. You can choose either a one-time or a recurring donation. And however you'd like to do that, if it's a credit card, if it's a bank draft, you can set everything up. You control it all completely right there on the donation site and page. So this is day 3. We've got 2 in the books. Now we're on our 3rd day. I'll bring in Kim here and say good morning. And are you ready for day 3?
Good morning, Deacon Jeff. I'm pumped. Day 3 is always so much fun.
Yes.
It's crunch day. It's the day that people realize, oh, shoot, I meant to call on Wednesday. I meant to call on Thursday. Now it's the last day. I need to call. Mm-hmm. So it's always a lot of fun for us to hear the phone ring, more on Fridays. We missed that last year.
Yes, we did.
when we lost our local signal.
What a day.
Yeah, how about making up for it this year?
Yeah.
How about giving us a call at 888-287-0655? So, yeah, it's going to be fun. The first 2 days have gone quickly, but today will go even more quickly. Mm-hmm. And it's so great to be in our new studios here. You know, we try to remind listeners every year that this is open house season. So if you want to come in, open house week, whatever, you want to call it, while we're doing the Spring Spirit Drive, feel free to swing by the new studios here at Glandorf St. John's Preschool. Essentially, it's attached to the preschool, kind of next to the parish itself, in the parish center. Between the parish center and the preschool. You'll see signs if you come on out.
That's right.
So we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you see the new studios. You can get you can not only pick up a car magnet, right? Those are car magnets, aren't they? Or are they stickers?
We got some magnets. We have some window clings, little static window clings,
Okay, so you can get one of those to advertise Holy Family Radio or just proudly display that you're a Holy Family Radio listener. And you can also pick up one of these, a Mother Angelica prayer card. Mm-hmm. For her, in celebration, given to us by EWTN, in celebration of her 100th birthday yesterday. Mm-hmm. We would love to see you. Mm-hmm. We would absolutely love to see you.
And we have had a lot of people actually come in, more than we've ever had before. And it's kind of, not to be that unusual because, where we were before was kind of hard to find and out in the middle of, nowhere, basically. Not to, slight anything about being nowheresville, right? But
it was out in the country.
It was out in the country off a small country road, a single lane road. And so I always remember, I always have fond memories of doing spirit drives there because officing out of there, 362 days of the year, there's no one to one person, me, that's out there.
Yeah.
And then on those 3 days, all of a sudden the parking lot's full. There's 10 or 11 cars. There's people, around and coming in and out. It's it's like a party, basically. It's really great. And so now we have this experience here.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had more people than ever come in and just drop off their payments. So we have not heard the phones ring as much as we might normally hear them ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, in some ways we get a little bit disconcerted when we don't hear the phone ring as much. But, we're kind of transitioning, I think.
Yeah, and like you said, several people have stopped in to drop off their donation and see the studio at the same time. And, we also know Friday tends to be busier.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe more people are going online.
Right.
Possibly, you can donate online, holyfamilyradio.fm, or on the Holy Family Radio app.
Mm-hmm.
As well as we knew this year, you can receive a text that will take you directly to the link, or send you a link that takes you directly to the pledge page. And that's by merely texting the word GIVE to 419-969-3255.
Yeah, and one other thing about the drive so far is the fact that the first 2 days have been really good days. Okay, the first day, because of all the donations that came in before the Spirit Drive, as you know, I opened up the Spirit Drive Fund a couple weeks before the actual, the 3 days that we have here, so that folks could donate early if they would like to, so they can kind of not forget about it and get it out of the way. So we had a record number of those donations before we even started.
Mm-hmm.
And combined with that, these first 2 days have been really good days. First day was a record for us, and then the second day yesterday was a pretty good day as well.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, we could use more phone calls, though, and especially in the afternoon. The mornings have always been busy, but the afternoons have been a little bit light. So, but either way, you know what? I'd rather have you call now than to wait.
Yeah,
then
we
it gets
talked
too
about
late.
that.
Right.
Yeah, because the phone gets busy. It does get busy later on in the afternoon, in particular.
Right.
And so you can have some difficulty getting through. So give us a call right now at 888-287-0655. In fact, we have $1,000 in matching funds on the table.
Yes, we do. We do.
Yes.
And we should. Yeah, I should have mentioned that first thing, actually. But you know what? It's early in the morning. It's day 3.
We're still enjoying our coffee just a little bit.
Just a little bit, So, but yes, matching funds are available right now. $1,000 are ready for you to match your gift. Okay, so that money will be applied to your donation to make it double. So if you're worried about a $25 donation, a $10 donation, guess what? It gets doubled and it increases. And every dollar that we get is used to do this work that we allow God to work through this radio station to reach hearts and minds, to transform the culture, bring people back to the church, to help people become more inspired, more educated about the faith. That's really one of the more important things. And Al Creston, when we talked to him on Wednesday, talked about Catholic radio's primary function, at least initially, and it continues to be, is remedial catechesis, is how he called it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it continues to be. And for me, a lot of times I can't hear it too much. I can't hear the teaching or the explanation, behind the teaching too often, for me at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm unusual that way, but I think it's very helpful to hear it. It solidifies it just a little bit more into my brain so that I can hopefully do a better job articulating it when people ask me questions. I don't get a lot of questions, but I get some, and I'm sure you get some.
Yes.
Probably more than I do, Deacon Jeff.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But either way, the idea of having questions answered is really, really important. And a lot of times they're questions that we didn't even know that we had or could have articulated before. Or maybe we thought about it maybe a week or two ago or something, and all of a sudden you hear, oh, wait a minute, I did have that question.
Yeah.
And then it comes up, you get an answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Or something maybe that we take for granted as Catholics, that we just kind of don't even think maybe even the Eucharist. I mean, maybe there's Catholics out there that don't realize that a huge segment of the Protestant Christian denominations don't believe in the real presence of Christ. Can you explain that? I mean, it's really helpful to me to hear those things and to have them explained to me, the meaning behind them, some of the good words to use. I like to hear that. It's helpful to me.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's helpful to you. But even if those things aren't helpful to you, the EWTN programming that's carried here on Holy Family Radio, it offers so many other things as well. I mean, from Dr. Ray that can give great, Catholic-centered advice on, family problems, psychological problems, within the family and conflicts and things like that. To prayers, that we carry the Divine Mercy Chaplet every day at 3:00. The Rosary's on really early, isn't it?
Rosary's on very early. I think 5:30 in the morning, and it's on again in the evening at 9:30.
Okay. Both of those times are not usually Kim's listening hours, so I don't tend to hear them. But I've heard many people say, oh, I pray the Rosary along, as I drive to work in the morning.
Especially in the morning, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it has so many things to offer. And, we talk every Spirit Drive. We've talked again this Spirit Drive that people, you never know who's listening.
Right.
You just never know who's listening. There's story after story after story of people that have had monumental conversions or reversions, or just encounters with Christ because they just happen to flip that dial and connect with Catholic radio, whether it's Holy Family Radio or Catholic Radio, a different Catholic radio station. So it's touching lives. We said for a while, touching lives and changing hearts. Is that and it does. It really, really does. So we need you to partner with us in that mission to touch lives and change hearts and share the beauty and the truth of the Catholic faith. Once you give us a call, we've got matching funds on the table.
Yes, we do.
That number is 888-287-0655.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention, we also have our bell here that we ring for new donors, all right? And we have a new donor that we need to recognize already.
All right.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. That new donation that got entered in this morning. Yep. So I want to thank them for that generous donation. And so that gets matched automatically as we have $1,000 worth of matching funds. So now is the time for maybe you to get in on that and say an offering of thanksgiving for this radio ministry. 888-287-0655. 888-287-0655.
Never think that your donation is too small. Never. We get some of those, and we are so grateful for them because we know that is really giving from the heart. When an individual's, in the position that what they're able to give is $10, we know that is a truly sacrificial gift for them, and it is valued, and it all adds up. So don't think, well, I can't give much because, I think it's beautiful that we have donations that run the gamut from $5-10 up to yesterday. Was that a record?
Yes, that was our largest donation ever.
A record donation of $5,000. So, anywhere you can top that. If you want to be the new record holder, you can top that. But the point is, whatever you're able to give, it counts, it adds up, and it shows that you want to be part of this mission. So give us a call and take advantage of those matching funds, 888-287-0655.
Excuse me, I'm just as excited about that $10 donation as I am about a $1,000 donation. So it all, like Kim had said, it is all appreciated. It all goes into what it takes for us to keep doing what we do with this radio ministry. And really, I want to kind of emphasize the fact that it's a media ministry because we have this live stream going. We have podcasts that we record, video podcasts that we record, lots of different things that we're trying to move to where the culture is moving, right? With, short Facebook reels and short little videos and things like that. Those are places where we need to be as well. And so we're looking to produce content along those lines so that we can reach even more people, okay, to where they're at with their mobile devices. And we have a mobile app, and we've talked about that a few times, right? That's a great way for you to listen to Holy Family Radio at your, on your time, in your place, because we don't have radios in our homes anymore. At least I don't. I haven't for a long time. But with a mobile device and a mobile app, you can listen to it at home anywhere. If you have a Bluetooth speaker, you can take it and attach it and play it in your home, just like anything else. And it's crystal clear no matter where you're at. We talk about having radios in a home. 94.9, you might or might not be able to get it here, let's say in Glandorf, on a regular radio. Okay? We would probably get 88.9 here. But with the mobile app, you can listen to it anywhere It is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So I have that in my vehicle. So when I get in my vehicle, I can plug it into the USB cable, and off I go with the Holy Family Radio in the dashboard. I get an icon. If I've been playing it before, it just automatically hooks up and starts playing. But with that, I can listen anywhere, anytime. Don't have to worry about where I'm driving. I get a crystal clear stream of Holy Family Radio and all the programming. Okay, so recently I was in Florida, and guess what I was listening to while I was driving around in Orlando, Florida? Holy Family Radio. Yeah. And it sounded like I was here in the studio. Okay, so that way you can take local programming with you wherever you are, and you can always listen to it. You know, I have that promo that I've been running for a long time about the mobile app, saying, are you tired of missed answer disappointment, right? Because, you know, how many times, and this has happened to me many times, where I'm going along with the program and a question comes in and you're like, yeah, I want to know the answer to that, or I want to finish listening to the answer to that, and I happen to be somewhere where it's getting sketchy or wherever. It's like, okay, with the mobile app, you don't have to miss any of that stuff. You know, if you're in your car listening to it, you can unplug it and then you can continue listening to it on your device. So I very much recommend to you to check out Holy Family Radio's mobile app in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store.
That's
so
right.
I don't have any Apple devices, so I never know what to call it.
Yeah. Deacon Jeff and I cover both of the spectrums, because he's got the Android side of things and I've got the Apple side of things. I would have loved having that app when I was traveling for work. Mm-hmm. And I know there are a lot of you out there that do travel for work. It used to be, if I landed in a new city, sometimes I did my homework ahead of time, but a lot of times I forgot. Mm-hmm. And I'd land in a city and I'd right away have to, Google Catholic radio stations, mm-hmm. to try to find a signal where I was at. And there's more stations being added all the time. That's great. Mm-hmm. But it's also nice to just know, okay, if I can't find one, or if that signal gets scratchy, that, you can just tune right into that app. So mm-hmm. if you don't already have it, download it.
That's right. Yeah, you can find a lot there, because not only can you donate there, you can connect with us. You can send us like a voicemail memo. It comes in as a recording to an email address that we have here. So it's a way for you to kind of communicate to us and give me some feedback about, what you like, what you don't like, what you heard. Ask me a question. Makes no difference. You utilize it any way you like. It's also a very quick way to connect up to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, which is where all these live videos are posting to and streaming to. So you can, if you miss an interview that we had, like we had a great one yesterday with Bart and Mindy Recker with a personal testimony, and that's going to probably be the first one that I go back and edit and get prepped for, like an edited release on our YouTube channel, because I think a lot of people will want to hear that. It's a very inspiring story of faith, and so we'd like to do more of that. So you can also connect up with with email and a couple of other things. Instagram, we're in all those places with Holy Family Radio. You can also listen to podcasts on Holy Family Radio's mobile app. Right now, we just have the Bishop's Corner program, which is really very handy because, the Bishop's Corner program plays twice a week at 3:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it has a couple of airings on Saturday and Sunday. Those might not be convenient times for a lot of us to tune in and listen to his program. The podcast audio portion of our mobile app makes it easy to dial that up and listen to it, every week, and listen to what he has to say, and do it on demand wherever you are. You can get in your car if you're, commuting a half hour away. You can pretty much listen to an episode a day or each commute and listen to what Bishop Thomas has to say. Now, speaking of Bishop Thomas, I got to segue into the fact that Bishop Thomas himself will be here this afternoon. He's over in Delphus today with a school visit. He's going to be talking to the juniors and seniors and having a all-school mass today. And so we just want to welcome him to the area, and we'll be welcoming him back to the studio. He was here in September to bless the studio as we had our grand opening in August, and then he came in September when he installed Father Matt Keller over here at Glendale St. John the Baptist Parish, blessed the studio and said, please invite me back. I want to come back and join you on the air. So, things providentially lined up because he's in Delphus. And I said, you know what, why don't you on your way back to Toledo, stop through here. We're not that far away. We're kind of on your way back. And he graciously agreed. So sometime this afternoon, the plan is around 2:30 or so, 2:30 to 3 o'clock, Bishop Daniel Thomas will be here in studio live. We'll have him in this seat right over here. We'll have the camera on him, and we'll talk with him. Just a short little chat because he's very busy. But he thinks Catholic radio is important. It's an important part of ministry that helps him to be able to connect up with his people, the laity, right?
Yeah, with his flock, right?
With his flock. There you go.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the right word.
That's okay. I have many moments I can't think of the right word.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And it's really a testament to the importance of Catholic radio that he takes time out of his schedule to come here today to record those Bishop's Corner episodes every week. He recognizes the importance of Catholic radio in terms of getting out the message, and also as a means of being responsive to his flock, because every single episode he answers questions that have been sent to him. So we're really excited to welcome him in studio. He recognizes the importance of Catholic radio. Surely you recognize the importance of Catholic radio, or you wouldn't be listening. Give us a call at 888-287-0655. Another thing you can do is tell your family and friends, remind your family and friends, hey, it's the Spirit Drive on Holy Family Radio. You got it. Today's the last day. You got to call, You can text people directly or call them or tell them in person, but, you could also put a post out there on your social media, last day of Holy Family Radio, call and make your pledge. We're all doing our best to spread the word through the radio, and help us spread the word by spreading it to your own personal network of friends and family, and encourage them to give us a call and partner with us, because you listeners, you really are partners with us in this mission. 888-287-0655.
Yeah, one thing we're doing this Spirit Drive to recognize our underwriters, because not only we are 100% listener supported. All the donations that we get come from individuals like you who are listening right now, but also businesses who also provide us with some donations, and we offer announcements on the air to thank them for those donations. They comprise maybe 20% of the income or the revenue that we receive, but the majority, the bulk of it, comes from individual donors who are listening, driving in your vehicle right now. And so, we want to thank the business owners and those who underwrite with us. So we've assigned an underwriter for every hour as we go through each of these days. So when we were wrapping up yesterday, we were kind of busy with a few things, so we neglected to mention the Blanchard Woodshop. At the 4 o'clock hour yesterday, the Blanchard Woodshop has been a longtime supporter and donor to Holy Family Radio. Binding Nursery and Landscaping is a donor, and right now is kind of their busy high time coming up right now for going over there to the Ottoville area to Binding Nursery and Landscaping, all their trees and shrubs and other plants that they have. So
flowers, all kinds of things, right?
Yeah, all kinds of things. I want to thank them for their support. And then this morning here at the 7 o'clock hour, it's Coles Market in Ottawa. So I want to thank them for being a supporter of Catholic radio, and we'll be announcing the rest as we go through the rest of the day.
Perfect. Speaking of the rest of the day, shall we give a bit of a preview of some of the guests we're going to have today? We're going to start off here very shortly with Gino Di Mattia.
Gino Di Mattia, yes.
Gino Di Mattia. He's from the Sierra Club of Lima, and he joins us most years to tell us what they have going on there and how it is they work to encourage and promote vocations to mostly to the priesthood, right? Yeah. Then coming up at 9 o'clock, we are going to have Father Phil Smith. He is the director of the Office for Diocesan.
Yep.
I had trouble with that on Wednesday, didn't
Yes,
I?
you did.
Diocesan priestly vocation. So we've got a bit of a vocations start to the day. Yeah. And then at 10 o'clock, we're going to welcome in here to the studio Wendy M. and whoever she brings with her.
Yeah, a couple clients.
Patients, clients. They are with the Divine Grace Fertility Center. Where's that located at?
In Columbus Grove.
In Columbus Grove. Okay, super. So tune into that because it's really interesting to hear about Catholic approaches to fertility.
Right.
So you really want to check that out. At 11 o'clock, we're going to talk to Father Peter Grodi over in St. Michael's in Findlay. He's the parochial vicar over there. So we're looking forward to chatting with him. And then over the lunch hour, we're going to talk to Ron Leopold and some of the CCD teachers.
That's right.
From right next door at St. John the Baptist Parish in Glandorf. At 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, we're going to welcome Rodney Schuster. He is the executive director of Catholic Charities, and we're going to hear what's going on with them right now. That's for the diocese, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the Diocese of Toledo. So he's got a program on Annunciation Radio that we're looking to carry as well, a weekly program to talk about all the things that the Catholic Charities is doing here in the diocese. And it's not just, up around the Toledo area, it's around the entire Diocese of Toledo. So he'll be here to talk about all the things that they offer, and they require support as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They do great work. And then, of course, we already mentioned we'll have Bishop Thomas in here around 2:30, 3 o'clock today. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to talk to a Focus missionary. Her name is Catherine Coopers and she's down at Miami University of Ohio. And then bringing up the anchor, we'll have Lincoln Bramlage, former president of the board, who will join us via phone and give us his thoughts on what's going on and his exhortation to join in partnering with us. We always enjoy talking to Lincoln because we're tired by then, and all we have to do is just toss it over to Lincoln, and he'll give us our throats a little bit of a rest and carry the water for us. So we're really looking forward to that. We hope you're looking forward to listening to some of these guests, to all of these guests, whatever works in your schedule. But once you give us a call, now's a great time to do it because you're not missing a guest. We're sure you're not, clinging to every word we're saying. You'd rather call while Deacon Jeff and I are talking than to miss some of the great guests. 888-287-0655. Don't forget you can donate online at holyfamilyradio.fm through the Holy Family Radio app, or you can text the word GIVE to... I lost 419. There
969.
we go. Thank you, Deacon Jeff. Go.
3255. 419-969-3255.
Always have your numbers right in front of you.
Always have your numbers available.
Deacon Jeff has them memorized, and I don't. So I often need to look at my little cheat sheet here. It's Friday. It's the last day.
Yep,
It'll get busy. Give us a call now before it gets too busy because truly you'll find busy signals later in the afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, there's matching funds available. So if you've been waiting for that, we had it all afternoon actually yesterday. And it took us close to all afternoon to cover that. But now we've got more that's available. Okay, we had that come in yesterday late, and so now we're doing that here today, this morning. Those matching funds of $1,000, and we have most of that available. But now you can take advantage of that by calling 888-287-0655. You can also donate online to our website, holyfamilyradio.fm, and you can also text 419-969-3255. So we're going to take a break because I'm going to get Jim Linthicum on the line once again to help kind of kick us off here this morning. And we'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more about what we've got going on for the rest of the day. Hopefully the phones ring a couple of times so we have got some donations to announce. Just remember, 888-287-0655, 888-287-0655. Go to a break. We'll be back here shortly.